Big, exciting press conference in town this lunchtime, and this is like trending everywhere.
Girls Aloud are making a massive announcement. I'm not sure what they're going to say.
Can't imagine.
On the 19th of October 2012, the UK woke up to a buzz. Nadine, Sarah, Nicola, Kimberly and Cheryl got ready to face the morning and the world. Following months of speculation, Girls Aloud were about to make an announcement. After a 3-year break, they're back as the most successful girl band of the 21st century. This is the story of their 10-year chart reign, their time apart and their lives today, as they prepare to step back into the spotlight.
We girls gonna run this, run this.
10 years, it feels like a celebration. It's a decade in music. I mean, if you had said that to anybody back then, when we first had the first single, they would have laughed in our faces.
I still am such a realist that I kind of thought, oh, you know, if we get a year out of this, that'll be amazing. And we all just took it, really, day by day, week by week, and look where we are. It's crazy.
In 30 minutes, we have to be out and meeting the public for the first time in 3 years.
It's crazy. It doesn't even feel like it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
Do you not feel like it's a little bit scary, though, because we've never actually done a press conference before?
done a press conference.
I'm a bit like, I don't even know really what to expect.
No.
I think that they may clap you when you go in.
Oh, well, let's clap back. You know what, it might actually be quite overwhelming, you know, to like walk out there together, all of us, after like so long.
Wait, can we just have a little group second? With Nikki. So we basically just need to be united and just have fun. Celebration. Happy birthday to us! Happy birthday to us!
We are here to talk about Girls Aloud, a record-breaking group who have ruled the roost of pop music for the past decade.
I'm so chilled.
They have scored 20 consecutive top 10 singles.
I'm actually physically better.
They've had 4 number ones, 5 platinum-selling albums, all brought to life across 5 nationwide tours. And after a few years away, out of the spotlight, Girls Aloud are back.
Back where they belong, the girls have had an incredible decade. They've achieved more than they dared ever dream. This is their story. So where did it all begin for the 5 young northern lasses, plucked from obscurity to become one of the biggest bands of their generation?
When I was a little girl, my hopes and dreams for the future were I wanted to be a chef in the morning. I wanted to bake bread and stuff. I wanted to be a teacher in the afternoon. Then I wanted to be a singer at nighttime.
Ever since I can remember, I always dreamed of being an entertainer. It was the dancing, the singing, the lights, the clothes, the razzle-dazzle-them effect. You know, I was always drawn to that.
Well, initially my real passion was for musical theatre, so I'd look at people like Julie Andrews and I'd actually look up to people like that as a child.
Growing up, I was very musical. I've always wanted to be an entertainer. I just think music is something I grew up with. It was in my veins, and I don't think I could see myself not having music in my life.
It kind of consumed most of the thoughts. Like, I'd go to bed and I'd be like, dear God, please one day would I be able to be a singer, blah, blah, blah. I'll be a really nice person.
In 2002, the girls' prayers were answered when musical reality show Popstars The Rivals hit the screen, presented by me.
Welcome to Popstars The Rivals!
The show would create 2 pop bands, girls and boys, who would battle it out for the Christmas #1.
Popstars The Rivals was like the why not moment for me.
I thought it's kind of a bit daunting to put yourself out there, but maybe I've got to take the plunge. So I did.
Someone said to me, "Oh, what have you got to lose?" And I said, well, my dignity. I do have a very different side to me when I'm not overexcited. That's me. Hi. But I think most of the time when I'm performing, that's the Sarah you're going to see. There was something in your voice that was telling me don't be too sure.
You're through. You're going to London.
Right.
Well, thank you. I was definitely nervous, don't get me wrong, but I was enjoying it more than I was scared of it. But you are the place where all my thoughts go hiding.
Thank you. Like her voice.
Thank you.
I think you're nice.
So you're going to London? Well done, Nicola.
There's like thousands and thousands of people. We were kind of like, yeah, I don't think there was much point stressing and rushing like that. Where do broken hearts go? Can they find their way home? Back to the open.
Fantastic. You're on your way to London. Well done.
Oh, thank you
See you in a week's time.
much. I didn't know where I stood as far as I was concerned. I thought I may not get past audition 1.
This is my girl. I want to tell you.
Well, shut up then.
Somewhere in the day still left, we will walk in fields of gold.
OK, come to London.
I actually didn't tell anybody I was going to audition. I literally just packed a case and went to London.
786. You're Cheryl.
Yeah.
Tweedy.
I think it was probably, if I don't tell anyone, there's no expectation at home.
Where are you from?
Newcastle.
Are you all nervous?
A little bit.
Like,
Most of it.
because of Jerry? I was nervous with her too the first day.
Yeah,
She's okay.
It was a very daunting experience to go into that auditioning room, especially in front of experienced eyes.
Tell me, have you ever loved and lost somebody? Wish there was a chance to say I'm sorry.
Is it all you want to do? Mm-hmm. You know it's a really tough life?
I know, yeah.
It's not glamorous.
I know.
It's early mornings, late nights, and lots of bullshit.
We'll see you back in London.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thanks
Bye-bye.
very
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye.
I'm through.
The 5 girls were in the competition. Over the next 2 months, they sang, they danced, they laughed and cried and did everything they could to earn their place in the band. They didn't know it yet, but Girls Aloud were on their way.
Here is the lineup that you have chosen for your girl band.
This is the actual moment where she's going to say he's in the band. So I started to get really choked up, like, what? This is it?
The first member of the band is...
I remember thinking, just say it. And I had my eyes closed, and she said it.
Cheryl.
And I was over the moon that I was in. It quickly hit you that who's not going to be.
The next girl to make it into the band is Nicola.
I was like, this is madness, but really feeling life had changed. It was like we're in the band.
Nadine.
It had only just dawned on me that this was the moment. It was just everything hit me just at the one time of everything we had been through.
3 left, only 2 places left to fill.
And I just kind of thought, I can't cope with it anymore. I just want to know if I'm in or out.
Kimberly.
So if you look at my reaction, it's actually more like, oh, thank God it's over.
Will you come out here, girls?
There's only one girl left that's not going to make the band, which is a horrible feeling. So it quickly hit you that who's going to be the one that's not able to live her dream.
I don't want to say goodbye to anyone. It was kind of a mixture of the best and the worst moment of my life. You know, it was I just looked up and saw that my mum's seat was empty, as if on standby to come and console me.
The last member of the band is... Sarah.
It was absolute torment and relief at the same time.
We were like, this is us. We are the band. We are Girls Aloud.
Time for Girls Aloud to celebrate. This would be the last night of life as they knew it. The next morning, they'd be pop stars. Later that night, the incredible news began to sink in.
I was completely alone in a hotel room. And I literally remember staring at the ceiling and I felt euphoric. I mean, I've never experienced that feeling before.
It was a strange night. I just kind of remember thinking, I'm really happy, but I'm kind of freaked out that this might be the end of, like, normal life, kind of as I know it, I suppose.
Life had changed. Girls Aloud were on the map. All they needed now was a killer song. Nobody expected what came next.
Yeah, disco dancing with the lights down low.
Sound of the Underground was just one of those songs that as soon as we heard it, we were like, yes!
I remember instantly being like, oh, that's brilliant.
It felt like we had something that was fresh for us rather than us just doing an Atomic Kitten track.
What I think people wanted to see with us was our feistiness and our ambition, and bring it on.
I just remember thinking, this is so edgy and so different. People are not ready.
Girls Aloud were taking on Popstars' rivals, One True Voice, to bag the Christmas #1. Sound of the Underground was edgy. And the boys' song wasn't.
Since the Spice Girls, it had been boy bands dominating for a long time, but they didn't know what they were letting themselves in for, and we were a force to be reckoned with.
We're on our way to the first ever photo shoot as Girls Aloud.
You can't be prepared for what you're about to face until you're facing it.
We were everywhere.
It's Girls Aloud!
We were dragged from pillar to post to radio station to radio station to TV show to TV show. We were there.
We'd pull up at traffic lights and shout out the window, "Buy our song!" Like idiots, we're going live on it.
We'd have 4 hours sleep sometimes. We'd have to be able to go off and do another radio promotion or another photo shoot.
Girls Aloud!
I think it was the excitement that kept us going.
Girls Aloud, sound of the underground.
That's me on the radio.
There we go, that's what it is. That's surprisingly good, do you know what I mean?
Christmas week arrived. Time for the moment of truth.
This is it, the end of the quest for #1.
The Christmas #1. It's Girls Aloud.
They'd done it. After a fairy tale few weeks, the exhausted girls headed home for Christmas. But home wasn't quite as they remembered.
I just remember being sat at home on Christmas Day watching myself doing Sound of the Underground on Top of the Pops. And it literally was like, this is insane.
Yeah, I watched Top of the Pops on Christmas Day with my mum and my family, and it was almost like I was looking at someone else.
I still felt like the same person, but everything else changed around. The people in the shopping centre were different, whereas like 6 weeks before, you'd just been walking around normal and no one looked at you differently.
Other people treat you different. Other people, the way they say hi, the look in their eye, people that wouldn't have given you the time of day before are willing to snap their necks to wave at you up the street.
The girls had tasted fame, and it was something they'd all have to get used to. Especially the girl from Newcastle.
Slowly but surely you start to realise, actually, I can't nip to the garage in my pyjamas anymore for a pint of milk, even if I want to. Your life just starts to feel different.
Girls Aloud are celebrating their 10 years at the top with a much-awaited reunion. But individually, the girls have never been far from the cameras, as their solo careers have also played an important part of their lives. Cheryl's solo projects have seen her make the move from X Factor judge to movie star, as well as maintaining a pop career that boasts 3 hit albums and as many #1s. Most recently, she's taken on her first headline arena tour.
When I first went solo, it was so daunting. I hadn't anticipated how scary it was going to be.
And it all began for Cheryl's solo career in 2008, after taking part in The Passions of Girls Aloud, a show that would change her life by introducing her to a very special man.
The end result was going to be me just dancing in Will's video. And from there, I built this amazing relationship with Will. He was the person that encouraged me to go solo. If it wasn't for that moment, I wouldn't be here right now. When I got to know Will more, the more he would bring out in me because of his confidence in me, it made me feel like, I can do this. Maybe I can, maybe I should. I remember thinking, oh God, oh God, oh God, he's gonna hate what I'm gonna do, he's gonna hate it. And he played a track and I just wrote and it just came off the pen like that and he loved it. I wrote 6 tracks and he loved every single one of them.
But there's one track that will always remain close to Cheryl's heart.
Fight for This Love is like a huge part of my life now. It was everything I wanted to say, everything I felt put into a song. Performing at the Brits was a really great time for me. To feel the reaction back, with not being with the girls, being alone for the first time ever, and having that sort of response was an incredible time in my life. I'll never ever forget it. It's all thanks to Will, really.
6 months after forming, Girls Aloud released their first studio album. Sound of the Underground was certified platinum and established the girls as major recording stars, with 3 top 10 hits. It was their partnership with pop producer Brian Higgins that created Girls Aloud's distinctive sound, with more hooks in their songs than most bands manage in a lifetime.
Can I change the levels?
The recording process at Brian's was quite different to what I expected. Initially, we were kind of very like, we don't want to do it like that, and oh, we don't think that sounds good. And then he was kind of like, you don't tell me what sounds good.
Brian has his own amazing workshop going on there that's specific to him.
But we'd never sing a full song. It would be, here is 18 parts, laying them in the lounge, and then come up and sing them.
We've never been given a complete song to sing and been like, that's what the song's going to be. We always start not knowing what on earth it's going to turn out like.
I remember when we first heard Biology, it sounded like 3 songs in one. And I think it was actually 3 different songs that they pieced together. And we freaked out when we heard Biology. We thought, what the hell?
It's just such a unique relationship between us and them. It created a sound that nobody could pinpoint, nobody could say, it's like so-and-so. It was very much Girls Aloud sound.
And it was this sound that captured the nation's hearts. With a string of hit tracks under their belts, the girls were in demand. Now the real hard work began.
We were daily in a vehicle or on an aeroplane going somewhere, whether it was Europe or whether it was just up to Glasgow.
We're all knackered because we've been up since like, some up since 5, some up since 6 this morning.
I mean, literally, sometimes we were in the car for a week, 2 weeks.
I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm cold. Sarah, are you in a better mood today?
Some nights we didn't even go home to bed because we'd be doing a radio gig and then we'd travel back and then we'd be up for GMTV. Like, sometimes we didn't actually go to bed. It was madness.
Please, let's hear it for Girls Aloud.
It's Girls Aloud! It's Girls Aloud!
We became so good at falling asleep within seconds, and you would get really good at sleeping in such a way that your makeup wouldn't move too much. So you're trying to keep your hair straight and your makeup and sleep at the same time.
You're waking up at 5 in the morning, you're traveling all day, you're talking, you're dancing, you're rehearsing, you're doing photo shoots, I mean, it is intense and it's crazy hard work. Very rarely we would have a perfect day. There's always a drama of some description.
Yeah, I can't breathe now.
It's 5 girls, there's always a drama.
Despite what people might think, we didn't spend a lot of time bickering or arguing. We really did manage to just get on. We actually liked being around them all the time. Even journeys to and from gigs, you know, you've got like 3-4 hours in a car at night and it's kind of just like chatting to your friends, putting the world to rights. I actually quite liked that.
You just keep out of their way. Someone's on one, clearly in a bad mood for whatever reason. Just generally paid off, you know, you just know to avoid that person or to just try and make the situation later, but we never exploded.
We were just like excited little girls. The whole experience was new, nothing was boring, something different every day. It was quite emotional as well, thinking, oh my God, we've actually made it.
Made it they had, but they were still 5 young girls living the dream in an adult's world.
The flat was a mess. Like, we just have takeaway every night. We didn't know what bills were. We didn't know that that pile at the post box was actually for us. If the washing machine had broke, we called the head of marketing at the label. I remember one night, me and Cheryl were sitting in the flat and it was freezing. We had the gas rings on, had our coats on, and our marketing manager came over to our flat and was like, why are you sitting in this freezing cold? When we were like, where the heating's broke. He was like, you just have to turn the dial on the wall. We just had our clothes, we had our mobiles, and we had each other, and that's it. That's how we coped.
During the girls' 3-year break, Nicola found herself back in the studio. Contributing songs to the Girls Aloud catalogue, she was encouraged to release her own album, the critically acclaimed Cinderella's Eyes.
I love the studio. It's my favourite place to be in the whole world. I've been fortunate in the fact that Brian, Xenomania, had let me put some of the songs on the Girls Aloud record, so starting to make a solo record, it came naturally. When the reviews came in, like The Guardian, The Telegraph, and like NME, and like all of those people who I would dream to say liked the songs that I'd written, were saying it. For it to be that critically acclaimed was just bizarre, but incredible.
Aside from her music, Nicola supports a cause that really got under her skin after her years of fake tanning misery.
The first time I ever had a spray tan was when we were doing Popstars The Rivals, and one of the producers said for me to have a spray tan on the show because I was so white on the camera of the show. And I think I must have seen back what I looked like browner. And then it just triggered. I was like, I have to be brown, I have to be brown. And then this crazy obsession just spiraled out of control. Like, out of control. Crazy out of control. I am tanning cream because I'm so bloody white.
So Nicola did something about it and launched her own makeup range.
I came up with the idea to start up a makeup range. It was going to cater specifically for women with really pale skin. So I just felt really proud that I'd been the person to help people just be the colour that they're supposed to be. Oh my good God.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Nicola took her quest one step further, supporting MPs in their bid to ban the use of sunbeds by under 18s. A bill which, thanks to her help, finally became law.
I was terrified. I was so involved then emotionally that I had to do it. Like, I had to be a part of something that was going to make a difference.
There shouldn't have to be constant debates of whether this is right or wrong, because it's very clearly wrong. Thank you.
Years and years of work to try and get this bill passed, you know, for all of those people. It was just a really amazing moment.
Nicola's latest venture has seen her indulge her love of fashion as a judge and mentor on Style to Rock, a series that aimed to give young designers their big break.
I'm not looking for somebody who is a follower. I'm looking for a leader. Always been interested in fashion. Style to Rock kind of came out of that passion. I wanted to be a part of that process, to give these 12 guys this amazing opportunity, and I loved every second of it.
In 2004, the girls released their second album. What Will the Neighbours Say was certified double platinum and gave them 5 top 10 hits, including one of their most famous tracks.
We first got Love Machine and hated it.
Initially, we heard it and we were like, what the hell is this? We literally were like, this is mental.
Ladies, you're damn right.
Thought this is career suicide. We released this, you know, let's go Eskimo. Like, what is going on? And we thought that's our career's over. We've only just started, you know, we're having a great time, we're loving every minute of it, and now we're going to be a laughingstock.
And we had this really embarrassing meeting with like the head of our label where we were like, it's terrible, blah, blah, blah.
And then it actually became one of our most... this song that we're kind of most known for. It was a turning point for us because we learned that we're not always right and that you should listen.
I'm surprised in the video we're not like, I'm just a love machine, because we were so embarrassed.
Now, with 2 hit albums behind them, it was time to take their show on the road, bringing the exhibitionist out in one particular girl.
For me, going out onto a stage in front of 20,000 people, screaming, it just makes me sort of go bang.
Girls Aloud love a challenge, playing some amazing venues and festivals in their time, and they're always keen to try out something a little bit different. In 2007, they made their debut on the big screen in St Trinian's The Movie. Sarah liked it so much, she wanted more.
Obviously, it's a different environment, but actually I really enjoyed it. The second St Trinian's came around because they knew that I loved to act, and they'd seen us perform as the school band at the end of the first one, and I got on quite well with the producers, so then I got called for the second one. I was kind of typecast to be very much like the rock chick personality that I am, and with Ricky from Kaiser Chiefs playing my boyfriend when we pulled up, just thought it was hilarious.
Love you, babe.
Whatever. It's a lot to concentrate on, remembering your lines, remember your actions, and all the time I'm told, less is more, Sarah. Because I'm very animated, especially from performing, you have to learn to hold back and be very still. Probably a bit like now, because I do a lot of this.
But away from the limelight, country-loving Sarah likes to pull on her wellies and get out and about with her 3 French bulldogs.
Sit, 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 wait, sit, sit, wait. Right. Go! They're all very, very funny. Different little characters. Yogi, Claude, Pickles. Ready, steady, go! No, I love it. I really love coming out with them. It's fresh air. It's unlike being in the city, I suppose. I mean, I like being in London, but I like getting out of London. Yeah, it's relaxing. Right. It's nice to come out and then not worry about what you look like and just get into your comfy clothes and
just have a laugh, really.
The acting roles continue to come in, and after appearing alongside Dominic Cooper in the BBC drama Freefall, her latest starring role is in the comedy movie Run for Your Wife.
Hi, sweetie.
Hello, Stephanie, sweetheart.
When are you due home? It was quite good fun. I look nothing like myself in that film. In a way, it was kind of nice to play a different kind of role. And it's very slapstick comedy. I'd either like to see myself doing comedy, real comedy, or a complete thriller or a horror, because I kind of like the real dark side of me as well.
In 2005, the third album, Chemistry, was released, bagging yet more hits for the girls. This platinum-selling album stacked their total up to an impressive 12 top 10s. By 2004, the girls were ready to take their show on the road and had completed 5 sellout tours to date.
The thing that I love the most is definitely touring.
That intimate feeling with your fans, it's the best feeling.
It's like, how am I allowed to do this? How did I get this lucky to be able to do that?
Did you tell him? No, no, no. Give him kisses? No, no, no. I whisper her name? No, no, no. Y'all listen? Hell no.
It's the only time that you get to just go out and perform live without anybody saying, oh, stop, do that again, you know, and I love that feeling.
And in my dreams, it feels like we are 40 stories tall.
I love the fact that the fans are there and that you get that direct connection and you can hear them singing the songs back to you, and there's nothing better than that.
Flying over 18,000 people is something I won't forget in a while.
That's the best thing about flying out. You can see all of you so close up. It's actually quite nice to see some faces. Hello!
To have them that close, you can feel their energy, you can hear them singing the songs. It's what I do it for.
I get terrified all the time. It's improved as the years have gone on. There is definitely nerves there for me, there still is.
But there's one girl in particular that's guaranteed to get the band and the crowd going.
I feed off the audience, I feed off the energy, just the whole excitement of it all and the environment. You know, if the audience are feeling it and they're really hyped up, that'll hype me up. I come across like I'm really Larry. When I'm on a stage, it's like I become possessed. It's like the old Stockport Sarah's coming out of me. It just makes me sort of go bang. Here I am. I'm very loud, yes.
Girls Aloud strive to give their fans the best concert possible, and that includes staging some huge show openers.
We work really, really hard in doing the best performance that we can imagine.
But sometimes crowd-pleasing comes at a price.
The beginning of The Promise, when we started from the floor, and we went up on these risers that got thinner and thinner, you know, as you got to the top, my knees started to give way. So I'm like standing on top of this, what feels like 2 inches you're standing on. And I'm physically falling, and I was supposed to be singing, giving up, just looking into, but instead of that, I went, somebody needs to help me! I need to get down, help!
Nadine faced her fears, and along with her bandmates, made one of their most impressive entrances to date.
Of course there's going to be heights on the new tour. Of course I'm going to be absolutely petrified and thinking that I'm going to die. But if you don't think you're going to die, then the chances are it won't look that good. The show has to look amazing at all costs. My fear cannot get in the way of a good show.
Over the last decade, we've watched the girls transform from combat-wearing tomboys to sophisticated fashionistas.
The styling side of things in the group is funny because We can come into a fitting and see a huge rail of clothes and be able to pick out what's for who straight away.
You look at a dress and think, right, Kimberly's would always have the cutout on the waist. Nadine would always have the short because she's got the long legs. Cheryl would always be kind of like an hourglass kind of shaped dress. I tend to differ, actually. It would either have more legs or more sort of open at the top, one or the other. Can't do both. Was that mine?
Yes, this was yours.
Wait,
Oh, no, this was Kimberly.
No.
Hang on.
With the upcoming tour, the girls take time out to look through their favourite costumes from the past 10 years.
Was that the bottom?
That must have been your bottom.
Nadine, that's yours. When I first saw that, I can't remember it being so detailed. Because everything was so fast and so rushed that it's almost like it's not until now that you actually take the work of art that's actually gone into it.
Oh, this was when we won our Brit.
Yeah,
Are you performed with a big fan?
That is not a dress.
That is not a dress.
Slightly risque.
Again, what were we thinking? That's not cool.
I like them. Are you serious? They're gorgeous outfits. They are gorgeous outfits.
No, but wasn't there more to them?
No, clearly not.
You think these are like showgirl?
No, they're showgirl, but I thought there was a bit more tassel.
And we had big
feathers.
pink feathers, spray pink feathers, big ones.
We only
kinda
really
half-covered
revealed ourselves at the very end.
Oh, this is my love machine dress.
I've got pictures of love machine.
Oh, look how expensive it looks.
Yeah.
Mine is still filthy. I'm sure it's been dry cleaned, but it's still, the fake tan is embedded into this dress.
It's cheap and cheerful, but it's got good memories.
Regardless of the dress.
It's not a lot to it, but
This is...
that was me.
The knickers are still in mine.
Is that yours?
Actually, kidding me.
Kimberly!
I'm horrified.
Kimberly loves the high camp of performing. So when Girls Aloud took their break, she jumped at the chance to return to her first love of musical theatre.
Shrek the Musical came along. I actually absolutely loved the experience.
My white knight, my knight and his teeth will look just like the picture.
I get a buzz out of performing live. I did over 100 shows of Shrek, but they were all different in their own way.
I know it's today.
After her run in the West End, Kimberly moved on to a guilty pleasure, Strictly Come Dancing, much to her boyfriend Justin's horror.
So I was a little bit scared of putting myself out there, but then the other side of me was like, oh, I really want to indulge myself and just go for it. And Justin's like, oh, God, she's going to do it one year, I know she is. And now his nightmares have come true. And there I am.
Kimberly's latest venture has combined her love of the theatre and the recording studio.
So in the new year, I'll be releasing, sounds quite weird saying it, but my solo album of, musical classics. I've tried my hand at theatre again recently, and I just kind of got the bug for singing the old classics, and I thought, there's got to be a way I can kind of turn them on their head a little bit and, you know, do something new with them, so that's what we've done. It's been like 10 years of being the group album cover, the group single sleeves, and this was just what I wanted to do. I wanted to dress up in loads of different looks and stuff, so yeah, it's been really good fun.
2007 brought Tangled Up, the girls' fourth studio album. Certified platinum, it reflected their own lives and featured a more mature sound, bringing 3 more top 10 hits. It's September, and the girls' time apart is at an end. With only 6 weeks until the release of their comeback single, the pressure is on.
It wouldn't be Girls Aloud if it wasn't mayhem.
It's a decade since Girls Aloud first grabbed our attention with their infectiously catchy pop. Now, after a break, the girls are back. And for Nadine, that means commuting from her home in LA to the UK. And when she's not with the girls, Nadine lives in the States, running the family business, a bar and restaurant on legendary Sunset Beach.
So here we are in Nadine's Irish Must in Sunset Beach. I haven't been here for a while, so it's like a homecoming. I've been in London with the girls. And it's just, you know, such a huge part of my life to be able to see me family having such a good time. And people in Sunset Beach don't know Girls Aloud. So it's just, oh, you're Nadine, he owns Nadine's. Cheers, yes. I've actually had people tell me about this Nadine person that as a pop star, but they're talking to me, telling me about myself, and I'm like, really? Oh my God.
Whilst the band were taking their break, Nadine decided to expand her business empire and open her very own music label, Black Pen Records.
I signed myself to it as an artist. I done everything. I done my own marketing. I was like, okay, I wrote the album, I produced the album, and I released one single. And I put an album out and competed with your Sonys, your Universals, your Warners, and Black Pen. I have never been more stressed out in my entire life. I wanted to take a break when Girls Aloud had stopped, so now I'm going to go back to the beach and concentrate on being a businesswoman and trying to do things over, you know, that are not music orientated whilst lying on the beach.
The lifestyle between living in London and then coming here, and I mean, this is the Pacific Ocean. Your next stop is Hawaii. I had never really thought of myself as kind of a beach girl. I may have thought I'm a city girl, but I'm both. But this, to me, there's just something so special about living so near to a beach and having the water nearby. It's amazing. Look at this. This is just a regular afternoon just here in California. Look at the sunset. It's beautiful.
2008 saw the release of their fifth album, the double platinum Out of Control, giving the band their most successful track to date. But in true Girls Aloud style, it was never going to be easy.
We had to fight for the promise to be the first single off the last album. The label didn't want it to be that, they wanted it to be something else, and we all felt so strongly about it.
We just knew when we heard that track it was going to be a hit. My spidey sense was going crazy.
And we were like, it has to be this, and that was the first time we really put our foot down.
I had just flown back in from LA, and they were saying it must be this other song. No other way can it be. And I was like, okay, so there's no point in me sitting in this photo shoot. If we're not doing The Promise first, I may as well just fly back to LA right now. And yeah, about 45 minutes later, we were doing The Promise was our first single. I was like, okay, hair, makeup, work away.
I felt like women loved it. They loved the glamour of it. It was a real strong girls moment. It's a great song.
I remember someone saying that The Promise was like, oh, pop suicide, and we were like, oh, please. And then it went straight in at #1, then the album was at #1, and then we won a Brit with The Promise, so we were like,
So the girls were proved right, and 6 months later, they were the toast of the Brits.
The performance was just so camp. It was absolutely brilliant. Those Pink fans at the beginning, and I was just terrified we were going to stack it down those stairs.
I was shaking coming down those stairs. Another thing that girls hate to do is walk up and down stairs on a performance in their heels. And yeah, we were shaking. But I think we managed to pull it off.
The girls' night was about to get even better as the award for Best Single was announced.
And the winner is my favourite girls, Girls Aloud, The Promise!
I will never forget winning the Brit because it took us 7 years to be recognised.
It came quite far into our career and we kind of thought, you know, we're ever going to get one sort of thing. It kind of pushed us to the next level and we finally got it.
Well, firstly, we want to say this award was voted for by the public. So thank you so much to all our fans and everyone that voted for us. This means so much to us.
It was amazing. It was probably the best feeling ever. It's about time! We've achieved probably what we've all wanted to be doing since we were little girls. Couldn't believe it. And you know, we worked really hard to get that.
It's stuff that I've dreamed of, stuff I watched other artists doing and think, wow, I wish I could do that. And now I've done it.
This is the cherry on the cake. Thank you.
2 months after this incredible win, with the release of Untouchable, their 21st single, the girls took the difficult decision to bow out of the spotlight. It was time for a much-needed break.
We actually got to a point where we were on a cycle of 7 years of recording, promoting, touring, recording, promoting, touring, record, and it just naturally came to a point where it was like, okay, a break.
We never really knew what our plans were, to be honest. We just knew that it was time for a break. We didn't know how long that was going to be.
That break eventually lasted 3 years. Now, Girls Aloud are back.
And everyone stand by, roll sound.
Today, they're on set for the very first time since their hiatus to shoot the video for the comeback single, Something New.
It feels amazing actually to be all back together.
Video shoots, notoriously in Girls Aloud, are always last minute. I couldn't find any trousers, so I had to have like trousers made. They made them this morning. They were still making them when I got here at like 8 o'clock. It's always like that.
I've just done my solo performance. That's why I'm a little bit sweaty. I've got these leather pants on, which are like a boiler suit. I was really excited to get back in front of the camera. It's been so long, and just to actually get to have it.
All the girls have just slipped exactly back into their old places. Everybody's kind of back into their way they were at the very start.
She's doing a really good job up there, and she's doing some serious head banging.
Go, 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 go!
It actually feels really refreshing to be part of Five again because the pressure's not all on me anymore. I can spread some of it out, so it's nice to be able to share the responsibility again. This is going to be, in classic Girls Aloud mode, a long night. But I'd be worried if it wasn't.
Literally. Can I just maybe, I'm trying to kind of shield my boobs, but I don't know if that's worse. I'm going to put that down.
Comfort's a priority, as the girls are never without their trademark killer heels. And on a video shoot, they can dance in them for up to 12 hours a day.
Dancing in high heels is something you have to learn and take time with. It's not something that happens easy.
The amount of pain we have put ourselves through wearing heels like that and trying to dance in them. Honestly, I think every single video shoot we've ever done ends with mainly me and Cheryl in tears on the floor with our shoes off, like, my feet.
I mean, I would literally cry sometimes on video shoots. My feet were that painful. I would cry. If you watch us stomp around in high heels and do the same choreography, it's like, wow, that's pretty impressive.
Oh my God, that's how much my feet are just swollen.
Yeah, I know. They were hard to get off.
Oh yeah.
Sexy. As part of their reunion, the girls have been invited to open the Centenary Royal Variety performance. So with the new video in the bag, it's time to brush up an old favourite. It's a decade since Girls Aloud first hit our screens, and for the past 3 years, they've been taking a well-deserved break. Finally, after months of speculation, they're back. But planning for this moment has been in the girls' minds for over a year.
3 years kind of flew by.
I don't think we ever meant to take a hiatus for as long as we did. But we just got so carried away with our own solo projects.
And then it was, you know, it was our 10-year anniversary, and I think that's what made us think, actually, like, this is the right time, you know, we should do it now.
Nothing has changed.
To me, it actually felt like we just missed those 3 years and it never happened. It was really strange. It was like the same dynamics were still there. It was like no time had passed at all.
We all have the same humour, we were laughing at the same things, we were getting annoyed at the same things, we always got annoyed at.
The photographer's trying to get our attention, and we're too busy gasbagging. And all you can hear is meow, 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 catching up, gossiping.
We're often asked, what do you think it is that makes Girls Aloud different enough to have had such longevity? And I would have to tell you that the only thing I can think is we are great together.
And it's this bond that's ensured they're here today. This year, Girls Aloud were invited to open the Royal Variety's centenary performance in front of Her Majesty the Queen.
These are our dresses that we're wearing tonight. These are all handmade for everybody. See all this detail? And it's not like one of those dresses that you can walk about an inch each step that you take. But if I could walk around in this kind of stuff all day, every day, I would. I can't believe we're opening this show. I can't believe it. Actually, oh, my mum's going to be so proud.
I think Royal Variety is a perfect celebration for our 10-year anniversary. It's going to be such a special performance for us, I think.
10 years on, and nothing's changed.
2 minutes ready.
Backstage, it's chaos as usual.
Something's digging. She put my left foot on my right foot. I do look like that.
Love our outfits. Nobody can walk. It was just like... Oh, there she is.
It's time to introduce our very first act of the night.
Have a good one, girls.
They've had amazing success over the last decade, and now, having taken a break, they're back together. Please welcome Girls Aloud!
Girls Aloud are back on stage, and what better song to perform than a favourite number? As the curtain closes on the Royal Variety, there's time to reflect on what the last decade has given Girls Aloud. What has it meant to be in Britain's favourite girl band?
Being in Girls Aloud's given me everything that I dreamed of having in a career. You know, I've always wanted to be an entertainer. I loved performing. I loved the travelling. Hate airports. but I love travelling. I've been able to see the world. We've just experienced so many things together as well. It's not like we've just done it on our own.
I feel really proud, actually, to be a member of Girls Aloud. I think we all feel like that, you know, proud of the group and what we've achieved. It's an experience that we have shared, and I feel like we've put so much of our heart and soul into the group. I just feel really proud that I'm part of it.
The moment we got in the band was like the life-changing moment. You didn't think about 10 years down the line. You just don't as a 17-year-old. It's crazy.
Like, we've done a lot of stuff. And when you listen to people's stories about their memories of certain songs or where they were when certain songs came out, it's amazing. It doesn't feel real. It's kind of really strange that I'm a part of that whole thing. Still crazy for me.
Being in Girls Aloud has been some of the best years of my life and always will be. I feel blessed that it's been with the other 4 girls that it has been, and it's just a special time in my life. So to see where we'll be in the next 10 years, God only knows.
Now, come on, it's Christmas. What festive season would be complete without the Bublé? After the news, pour yourself some mulled wine. Join Gary Barlow, Dawn French, Kelly Rowland and Michael Bublé home for Christmas.